All right. So, for those of you watching on YouTube, howdy, everybody. It's Golem, and we are playing more Oxygen Not Included, picking up right where that last episode left off. To all of you watching on the stream, sorry about the interruption. And let's get into it. Yeah, no, European prices are a lot different than American prices because Europe isn't built by the corporations for the corporations of the corporations, where here, this is America. America. And listen, I love my country. I don't think that there's anything wrong with my country.
Besides that it's 20 days from Fubar.
Yeah, I definitely see problems with my country. I definitely think there's a lot that can be improved. But at the same time, I think that if things changed here, it'd be a lot better. You know, we can do a lot better than we do. We make our own problems. Because this is America. We got the right to make our own problems. But we also need to stop making our own problems. What is the EU trying to do now? He asks, mostly afraid of the answer he'll receive. You laying down?
No. I just wanted to give you kisses.
Okay.
Something wrong with that?
Yes.
The cat is being so cute. I can hardly handle it. He's back in that corner again, and I just want to go over there and snuggle the fuck out.
I don't blame you. I am waiting on the edge of my seat to find out what the EU has been trying to do. I am really curious, because I don't keep up with most politics and things like that, because it upsets me to know that our politics are based on a policy of stupidity. But good golly, it is getting hot over here. Oh, absolutely. I will hold up as long as you want. In the meantime, I'll just detail a little bit of what's going on in this game here. Because we've been ignoring Oni for a while now. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm digging down here to go ahead and get these 2 Wheezeworts. Doing the research to actually be able to house the Wheezeworts there and there to cool down my base. Because once we get the cooling going on in here, the hottest area, it'll spread pretty effectively, I hope. We will need some cooling over here because, again, we're right on this hydrogen biome, and that's going to cause heating problems, which suck. But that, of course, is tradition. Article 13. Article 13. I swear... a hyperlink tax? Like, hyperlink as an internet hyperlink? Or hyperlink as in, like, a hyper-expedited FU in the A tax? So unless you pay for the license, you can't link it. What? So anytime that you want to get on the internet and link anything on European internet, you have to pay a tax. Does that apply to internet outside the country? So if I'm on an IP address outside the country, any article you want to share on Facebook, you have to pay for it?
Yeah, that's net neutrality or something similar like that.
Okay. Just in the EU. Yeah, but welcome to net neutrality. Yeah.
Or I think it's net neutrality.
It's Article 13 out in the EU. Article 13, Article 11. And this is why Britain said, F the EU, or the United Kingdom said F the EU, and they did their own thing. The whole Brexit deal. Probably a wise move for them at this point. Their citizens have got to be real happy that they're not getting charged for Facebook now. Baby! Why you gotta bite it? And put it in your mouth and stuff? That's nasty! And don't take my cup.
I was giving some to you.
Oh, okay.
I was filling up your cup before I start drinking straight out of the bottle.
Oh, okay.
Excuse you, sir.
Make sure you put that back in the fridge so it doesn't go bad. Oh! Oh, so now the UK has messed up Brexit too? Oh God! What is going on in this world? Everything is going wrong for everyone. Like, repeatedly. Wow.
Welcome to 2018.
Wow. That is impressive. So wait, they passed a bill that said that they could push off Brexit indefinitely. Why? For what purpose? Why would they want to push off Brexit? Just get her done. Oh man. So while you're explaining, just to provide a little clarity on what I know about Brexit, I learned about it because I work over at a travel agency, and I figured it was, need-to-know information for me. So I did a little bit of research into Brexit and figured out kind of what was going on, and to the best of my understanding, Brexit is based on, or is initiated due to the Schengen area, or at least in part, due to the Schengen area, and the fact that the British didn't want to alleviate their restrictions on border security, and then it got exacerbated further by some different political things going on within the EU. Would Brexit really be the fall of the EU, though? I mean, the UK is an incredible powerhouse in Europe, but, I mean, would it really be? I mean, if you say so, you definitely know more than I do about this stuff. Yeah. I mean, it does set the precedent that, oh, you don't like the policies? Well, just leave.
Did you mean America?
What?
Did you mean America? We began the precedent of don't like the policies, just leave.
No, we're talking about Brexit.
I know, I'm just saying, like, it's not really something that you can really say. If you disagree with something, you extricate yourself from it. It could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing, depending on how it's done.
You've missed, like, a lot of the conversation here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, jeez, man. The whole world is messed up. And you know what, Turner? I need you to finish this last piece of dig. Alright, we can dig the rest, but... What is he... Why is he running like that? You know, it's not worth your sanity, though, Turner. We'll just get Ari leveled up, and we'll send her in. We can wait. True. I don't see any problem with migrants, though. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see it as a problem at all. I don't have anything against immigrants. I don't have anything against people seeking a better life. I mean, I'm sorry, but it... Oh. Oh yeah, that would piss him off. That would certainly do the trick in making them want to leave. I mean, I honestly don't know enough about it to say, you know, anything really. I don't know enough about it to say that I honestly don't even know what Sharia law is. But I definitely think that there's nothing wrong with immigrants. It should be up to the country to decide how and when it is handled. But, you know, that's a whole... Yeah, that's a whole crazy discussion to get into that I'm not willing to get into on stream. What do you mean you're seeing it in Minnesota? Alright, and there is our Great Hall. So, on a lighter subject, moving off the dark, the grim, the crazy, the problems of our society, and etc., 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 video games. We've got Oxygen Not Included running here. Yeah. Yeah, you just shoot me a PM, for sure. It's definitely not something that, you know, it doesn't violate Twitch's terms of service to talk about, but it's definitely not the content we're providing here. So, you know, I'll indulge the subjects, obviously, for a little bit and kind of expand my knowledge base because you've got some valid points and some information to give that I'm happy to get, but definitely, we're getting a little deep into it, so... But yeah, here on Oni, we are struggling a little bit to get our mining operations set up. We're reaching the point now where we need to start looking to hire power setups, and I think we're gonna go for agriculture, and I think we'll just go all the way into animal control and just build that whole tree at once. Because we do have some hatches living around here. And if we can go ahead and just take these hatches, and we're going to build a little hut right here. And we're going to send these hatches off to a happy hatchland, where they can be in peace and joy. And, you know, we'll manufacture some hatch eggs. And that'll make things a little bit better in our base. Then we're going to start plugging out research like absolute heckin' heck. Because it's definitely time for us to start utilizing our research engine. And we want to go ahead and get some of these Wheezeworts, and we want to set up a sleet wheat field. And then we definitely also, I think we're already covered on it. Yeah, we have the electric grill already. So what we're also going to go ahead and do is we're going to set up a kitchen area. I don't like that water cooler is there, actually. We're going to go ahead and establish a water cooler here so that we can turn this into 2 refrigerators. Obviously, we'll start with 1 refrigerator, because 2 is a lot of refrigerators. But we're going to go ahead and get a refrigerator established in here, and then... where can we build a proper area for food processing? Because I want to put my ranching here, but I think it might be better if I do, like, stacked ranching right here, and then I'll go ahead and I'll turn this into food processing, so it's a short run to the kitchen, because we've already carbon synced this whole area, and at this point, fixing this would be a big grief. And then we're going to set up a power bay right here with a coal generator, so that we can create a more sustainable electrical system. But we definitely need to go ahead and get, before we can run our coal generator, we need to get some smart batteries unlocked. So after we get this animal control done, we need to go to generic sensors, because that'll get us set up. And then in order to actually build this, we're going to need some refinement. So we're going to have to go for smelting. Which really isn't a problem to get. We can go ahead and set up a smelting refinery either here, or we can establish it up here. And we have all this water to use, so I'm not super worried about doing that. We also have water down here that's doing a pretty good job for us. And I think what we're going to do to release this water is we're going to break what I said we were going to do, and we're going to go right there, just like that, and poke a hole through it. And the reason we're going to go ahead and do that is because it can run down either side here, no problem, but we definitely don't want to end up in a situation where our water floods out all of this stuff that we dig up, because we want to be able to sweep it effectively, and I really hate leaving resources in the water. So something like this, it's easy to sweep, but this, once we fill it with all that extra water, it's not going to be a clean and efficient sweep. So we're just going to skip that whole problem. Then we want to get down here into this cold biome. There is polluted ice, which is going to be a bit of a problem. And it is super open, but I don't see any reason why we can't get in here and start harvesting out some of the sleet wheat. And then we can go ahead and start planting sleet wheat, either down here, or we can make a sleet wheat refinery. But sleet wheat refineries take a lot of Wheezeworts, and I just don't know how many we're going to actually have down here. I mean, if we have enough, sure, we'll move it elsewhere, but we're kind of surrounded by hot biomes on all sides, so especially like this is going to be a nightmare to try and cool down. So if we were to set up a sleet wheat refinery like here, or further out this way, or even to try and set it somewhere down here, we're going to encounter a lot of problems with keeping it cool. So it might be in our best interests, actually, to go for the pinch of pepper plants. Or it could be in our best interests to go for both, because I think that's how we make pepper loaves. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. We'll figure that one out when we get to it. The other choice that we've got, we only need 2 tiles for it, so we could theoretically right here set up our kitchen area, but again, this is all a carbon sink, and I don't really want to set up our kitchen in a giant carbon sink. We can go ahead and deconstruct that water. And I think we're going to go ahead and take another dupe, because we are up to cycle 35, and we're holding really well on our food. So if we can get a good dupe, we're going to go ahead and get a good dupe. Alright, let's, hmm. So I really like this Dupe Grossman. I really like her because she's got good athletics, good cooking, good tinkering, good creativity, and decent learning. But she doesn't want to research at all. And the Iron Gut is basically worthless. I mean, right now, it's not that bad because we're living off meal lice, but... because she can't research, she can't gain more learning. So, that's a bit of a problem.
Why doesn't she want to research?
Because she's not the brightest star in the solar system. I don't want to take in a mouth breather. I don't know, it's an actual trait that they can have. Gossman is not bad, but... is it worth it? I don't think it is. I think I'm just going to reject them all, and we'll see what the next print is. Because those are just not... they're not good enough. By any means. And I'm not interested in accepting dupes that are just subpar. You know? So... alright, so before we go any further, let's see how big a stable. 96 tiles, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be 70 tiles, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 70... about 74 tiles, doing it this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12 by 8. I think that's too big. I'm not good at math. 12 by 8 is exactly 96. So if we were to put the door right here, this would be a perfect sized room. But what we can go ahead and do, because I don't need it to be exactly on, is do that, and that'll minimize our exposure because we won't run into any of this chlorine, and the hydrogen won't really matter. And then by doing that, it'll allow us to set the door right there, and then we can run our ladder down like that, and then we can just go ahead and dig all of this out. Oh, no, you're good. You're not hijacking the stream at all. It's a fascinating conversation. It's just, it's a tough conversation to have, for sure. And it's something that personally I'm not going to touch because, you know, public face, all of that. Not, you know. But if this weren't a stream, then yeah, absolutely, we could talk about it. But no hard feelings at all. Like, you didn't hijack this stream. You're the only person here, and we're having an interesting conversation about interesting stuff. But that all's aside, what I'm making here is a stable. I'm going to go ahead and construct up as soon as I remember. Critter drop-off is right there. And then a critter feeder right there. So I'm making a stable here. Down here I'm working on the sleet wheat farm and trying to get these wheezeworts so that I can make these dusk caps grow properly. Probably going to establish another housing unit or two up here after we go ahead and get our last dupe. We'll see. I don't know. And then right here, I want to go ahead and put a power station. And then I want to do upside down, like immediately opposite the mushrooms. I want to do a pinch of pepper plant farm and do like 2 or 3 rows of pinch of pepper plants. The problem is that I don't have enough seeds for them. This area is baked in hydrogen. And, well, we do have this nice liquid provided here. We've got to get to it. And it is going to be high temp that's going to bleed through our floor here because we're using farm tiles, not insulated tiles. So we are already seeing that, you know, we're up to the 30 degrees down here, 31, 33. You know, these tiles are up at 36, 37. So we need to get these 2 wheezeworts here to start mitigating that. Because even just over here, you can see where the temperature isn't nearly as bad. It's in the high 28s, and then you move up, and it's in pushing towards 30. And even over here, it's not quite breaking 30, but... So that's kind of what we're working on. I don't know if you've seen Oxygen Not Included before, or if you've ever played it. But it's made by the people who make Don't Starve, Clay Entertainment. And they do lots of games like this, unique survival concepts. So this one, I'm on a space asteroid, and I have to balance the needs of an entire colony and try to keep them alive. And at the moment, we're doing a great job making oxygen. We're starting to struggle with our temperature a little bit because we're so close to all this heat down here. And we're working our way through on our food problems, our stress problems, and we're not really having any problems with the immune system. Oh, true. So definitely check out my YouTube channel, because I've got a lot of starting base videos there, and I upload 1 or 2 videos every day, just so that people can have something to watch and kind of follow along with. We're only on cycle 36 right now, but basically what I started with was right here on the printing pod, got toilets, compost, wash basin, and then I immediately built down for these 3, because building up would have put us into the slime biomes, and I really didn't want to deal with that. And our water was initially here and here. We built a basin under the water, trickled it all down, and caught it right here. The big thing that I try to set up early is this. Rooms are super, super, super important. So getting your Great Hall early is +6 morale. It means that you're, by eating there every day, your dupes will be able to take tier 3 jobs really easily, which means that I open up the ability to keep a miner, an architect, a courier, and a plumber very efficiently, and that's super useful. The other big one is, not that. I like to set up barracks immediately, and in some instances, I'll seal them off on one side, like here, I sealed them all off. But here, I leave them open because the dupes, when they're sweeping, can just pass from one room to the other, straight to my storage bay, and keep it concise. I'm not super worried about having greenhouses because you need to have the farm station, and that's a pain in the butt. And the same thing with the power plant. It's nice, but I've never gotten the microchips to work, so I don't know what's up with that, but I'm just not worried about it. Rec rooms are nice. I haven't built one yet here, but that's because there's just no need yet until I unlock like jukeboxes, things like that. Obviously, med bays are important if you ever dip below 50% immune. If you see that you're having those, I'm pretty far behind as far as where you are in cycles versus how much the base has progressed. Yeah, so what's really important is just to get your key things established. That's how you get going early. So one of the most important things for me is getting the key research early. Basic farming, meal prep, so that you can get your room set up, and then I like to go for these so that I can start using the hatches and the incubators and all of that to keep a stable and consistent creature base, because they give me coal that fuels my generators, and they give me eggs that I turn into food, and refrigerators keep my food supplies safe, and having all the hydroponic farms and farm tiles helps reduce on space and allow you to better maintain your food. Advanced research obviously is one of the first things you should be going for. And then I like to get the sanitation and decontamination because I like having the mechanized airlocks. And I like to have the pressure management for the manual airlocks as well, because we'll pretty quickly go to mechanized. They take almost no power. Oh, true. It's all about just bum rush. Just have a clear, concise plan on how you want to start. Bum rush it out, and don't be afraid to just dig everything. I mean, that's what I do. And I also accelerate my dupes. I'm at 5 dupes on cycle 37, which is a lot of dupes. I don't really worry about taking early dupes, and the reason why is because almost every game I'll start with the 15 planter boxes. And what'll occur with those 15 planter boxes is you'll be at about 0 kilocalories for a week or two as they grow and grow and grow and grow and keep dropping more seeds. And then once you get enough, you make another 15, and then you go from having almost no kilocalories available ever to plenty. No longer worried about food. Alright, so now we've got a farming station, fertilizer station, hydroponic farm, and we have our refrigerator. So we're going to go ahead and build a refrigerator, and we are going to wire our power right up to it, but we're not actually going to plug it in yet, because we are not ready to have the refrigerator running. The other thing that's really important, be really careful how you use your copper, because this copper is so important for building stuff in the late game. And when you refine it, you need to refine it at a 1-to-1 ratio. Don't use the brute force refinement machine, the punch it machine. Don't use that, because it gives you half as much copper as you put into it, and you will burn through 16 tons of copper really quick just to get enough to make anything meaningful. So you really want to be careful utilizing that. We'll allow clay, dirt, meal lice, sandstone, and sedimentary rock there. Critters will allow hatches and hatchlings. Oh, and we need to... Alright, and it auto-popped all of the other critter types based on my selection. Okay, perfect, perfect. So we're good there. So you want to build a rocket and get involved in interplanetary travel because you can get specialty resources. So on your tech tree, if you look way down here, and this whole chain from celestial detection and jetpacks onward didn't used to exist when I originally played. It didn't used to have even the scroll wheel at the bottom. It used to just be a tree that was about this big, and that was it. That was all your stuff. Now they've added all this craziness that I've never even gotten to. I've never even researched celestial detection or jetpacks. But from what I understand, basically this allows you to get out into the stars, and then you can get things like special cargo that allows you to store resources found during space missions, and you can actually go harvest things from different different expeditions. So it's not like you're trying to get off the asteroid, you're just trying to figure out what's actually going on, and then after you figure out what's going on, you're trying to survive here even longer, which is weird to me, but I don't know. And also, something cool that I found out, whenever you find these tiles, these ones that indicate the neural vacilators or whatever, the facilitators, whatever they're called, you'll find like lockers and desks and things like that in there. Click on them and hit investigate, because you will find journals, you'll find research notes, you'll find all kinds of crazy stuff in there that you can read through that actually goes to show like the story behind the game. Yeah, there's a whole story hidden away in these tiles, and that's why we're named data mining, because my mission this time is to explore the whole map and find every single tiled area and see if it gives the whole story, or if I have to play multiple times through to find out what happened. But one interesting thing I did find out is research notes, I think. No. Not research notes. Journals. No. Email. No. My log. Yeah. My log. Under my log, it's... Yeah, right in here, cycle 20, cycle 30, cycle 35, right here. This one is the interesting entry. As I suspected, the asteroid and the estimated mass missing from the nearby planet are nearly identical. We aren't on the seed planet. We never even left home. So that really makes me wonder how and why and WTF, bruh. So we'll go ahead and build that out just so that we can... No, actually. That's a silly, silly, silly way to do this. Do ladders across so they can do their little hoppy dance across. And then let's see if... Joshua, you qualify for a promotion. Turner. You are now happy and can do that job. Your morale is still too low. No, I wasn't done with jobs. Your morale is still too low to move up, and you're still working on that. You're interested in research. So the reason why I use ladders and not floors is because when you actually build out the floor tiles, it takes more of an investment than building the ladders. And when you utilize the ladders, it doesn't take up tiles in the room. So you can see that this room is still treated as having the same number of tiles, where if I put floor tiles, it would eat tiles off the room, and it could potentially cause problems. By leaving the ladders here, I can actually just leave these ladders and it won't have any problems in the long term, and they can walk right across the top of the ladders. So it's better for me just to use the ladders and then not even bother deconstructing them, just leave them there and have like a little maintenance system basically. The one thing though is when they walk on the ladders, they do like the little hop. So it's weird, like they normally walk normal, but on the ladder it's boingy, 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 and I think that's funny. But that's just me. I think it's really, really, really comical. Now, as far as setting up, we need an electric grill. And we need some sustainable food stuff. And in order to set it up, Gosh, where do we even put... I feel like we have to burrow into this slime. And I really don't want to, but we need to get polluted water for our pinch of pepper plants. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I am going to commit, and I'm just going to go in the slime and build a water tank. So we'll come right through here, and we'll build a polluted water tank. We'll go 4 wide like that. And then our base walls for our water tank will be... Let's see, polluted water, we want... Is that an appropriate size? Yeah, I think that'll work. And we want to actually do it like this. And then cancel out that. And then we can tile this up a little farther to provide some depth. And we're not super worried about it being, like, crazy easy to access. So we'll go ahead and set it like that. And then we'll do a ladder down there. Oh, no, I messed that up. Ladder down like that. Cancel that ladder, and we'll do a ladder down like that. We can go ahead and pop those open. And then we can do that. Set a manual airlock right there. And then that'll cover our whole polluted water tank. Actually, I think we'll even go in one more. Yeah, we'll even go in one further. And we'll build it there with the ladder like that. And we'll just go ahead and do that because it doesn't need to be super wide. And I like to have that gap there to provide extra room for the airflow. Air doesn't flow as nice in a 1x1. So having that 3-tile area instead of a 2-tile or a 1-tile area will make this airflow a little bit better. And they can jump the 1 tile to get onto the ladder and off the ladder. So I'm not super worried about it. And then we can go ahead and we can put a single tile like that, so that they have an easy way to get off the ladder, and throw our manual airlock. And then that should go ahead and be good as far as setting up a water station for the polluted water. We can go ahead and cue that in, and then when we're ready, we can just bring this up and poke a hole through, and it'll flood and fill this all up. And then we can start harvesting these dust caps too. And that'll give us the polluted water that we can have easy piping over here for our pinch of pepper plants as well. Because these actually require polluted water, and the phosphorite will obviously we'll just mine that out. So that's not a huge deal. Alright. And our miner should also start getting to work on that now. Let's see, how close is our other guy, Ari? He's almost there. Okay. Alright. Huh. That didn't go to plan. Our drain on all this water did not go to plan. It's not a bad thing, but it's definitely not how we anticipated that happening. We did not expect it to pull 25 kilograms of water into a pocket. So this is the one problem with air filling, like dropping the water in, because what actually occurred is the water dropped from the top, landed here, and then it poured into either side, and it poured in such a high quantity that it closed both these tiles, and all of the air that was in here, because this was only filled to about here, everything that was in here got super compressed, and now the water can't move or do anything around it, so we just have to drain off some of this water before it'll start actually decompressing. We have to drain... Wow. That's 5 kilos of water at the top. Wow. We have managed to hyper-compress the water, too. that's... Well, I did a good or a bad. I'm not sure. I did a thing, for sure. But beyond that, don't know. It's a unique thing to do. Definitely not intentional either. Oh, man. All it means is that there's just a ton of water in this single tile. It doesn't actually cause any problems. You know, the water wants to settle out to 1,000 kilograms. But here, oh no, we didn't hyper-compress the water. I'm sorry. This water is super loose. But here, we hyper-compress the air in the water. It's not a huge deal. It's not a massive problem. It's just, it creates weird visual effects like that can strain your processor and can cause problems with running the game. I'm not worried because my computer can take pretty much anything. So I'm really not worried about putting extra strain on my processor. But for someone who has a lower end processor, something like this will cause their system some pretty tough strain because it's continuously rendering the water trying to fall, and it's trying to process the water falling, but it can't resolve oxygen and carbon dioxide moving actively through water without extreme pressure. And while this is extreme pressure, the water has completely created a vacuum around it and sealed it in, so it doesn't have enough push to get out. You would have to have like airflow tiles at the bottom of this water with air continuously being forced upwards through it to even attempt to push through the water. It's a weird peculiarity of this game because water in this game is treated almost as a solid in the way that it functions, at least. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get that built out now. Alright, and this is all carbon dioxide. There's no actual polluted oxygen in here, which is good. And we're gonna have... Ooh, baby fish! It's a little Pacu fry. As in, I will fry you and eat you, Pacu. No, that's terrible. Alright, so they were able to get all the tiles that I was worried about them getting. Alright. And there is some polluted oxygen in there, but it's not enough to actually be meaningful. So I'm not super worried about it. And he is now starting to dig down in here. So I'm seeing 3 Wheezeworts so far. We'll need more Wheezeworts than that. But we'll get there. Okay, so our food system is strained with 5 dupes. Right now this is not, it's not outputting as effectively as we would like it to. Which isn't... It's not a huge deal. It just means that we need to get a microbe musher and start compressing our meal lice. Because you get a better food efficiency. So I have to come up with where the heck I'm going to put that. Because by putting this water pocket here, I've really limited my options. And I think what I'm going to actually end up doing is putting like a door through here and just burrowing it through so that it can compress up with its own oxygen and make a nice kitchen area. And until then, we are going to struggle to maintain a high food ratio. So basically, we're now on rush duty, get this done. Alright, so that's priority 6, guys. Get on it. Get her done. Get her done. Alright, and now we can go ahead and let them just dig the whole rest of this, because we're not worried anymore. Now that it's only 3 tiles high, and they've gotten all the way to the side. And we are going to want to go ahead and establish a roof setup for this one, so that we can run a kitchen through there. But we want to leave 3 tiles open like that. No, 4 tiles open like that, so that the water won't cause any problems when it does flood in. Alright. And now we're at all hands on deck getting this done. So be really careful, too. Good advice. When you set priorities, be really careful, because as you set priorities, it will cause them to stop wanting to do certain jobs. Whatever they have prioritized, that's what they're going to do. And if, you know, Josh is the only guy you've got prioritized on tidying, he's going to be the only one who wants to sweep, and everyone else is going to go find their own thing to do. So you definitely be careful with these. I found that one out today. The new priority system is... It's less like it used to be, where the old system was you could tell them what they would and wouldn't do, and that was it. They either are or are not allowed to do certain jobs. The new priority system gives the duplicant the choice, and that causes problems for show. I'm going to go ahead and build... Oh, no. We do not want to let that ladder finish, though. Because as soon as that ladder finishes, we're in the water. Alright. And then we'll let them go ahead and sweep and sweep. Ah, I forgot to create a buffer layer. Okay. Well, that's a problem. So another thing to keep in mind, slime emits a lot of germs, slime lungs specifically. And when you create anything touching slime, you want to dig the wall out. Because now we are going to have slime lungs spreading into here until I can actually go through and dig the wall out. Now that's normal. You'll always get some slime lung because you're dealing with the slime biome, but you can usually handle it as simply as... and it's done. No more slime lung to worry about. We're actually going to go ahead and extend this wall one higher to fit a pitcher pump, too. So our kitchen will have a minor elevation bump. It won't be a big deal. Alright, Mang. Have fun. I'll talk to you later. Toodaloo. So yeah, we're gonna need the pitcher pump in here, or the bottle emptier, sorry, right there. Let this all get swept up, then we'll be able to establish the kitchen shouldn't be huge, so this bump may or may not end up affecting us. We'll find out. We'll set that to store all, and good, so they're already in the process of sweeping that all out. Are we able to wrangle critters? I think, yeah, we need a rancher to wrangle critters. We'll set that one on wrangle as well. And we can set that one on wrangle as well, so that when we actually get a rancher, we'll be able to go ahead and do that. Are we done on our research? Yes. So the next thing that we want to go ahead and get... Distillation. No, we're not worried about distillation yet. We're worried about smelting, because we want to be able to get upgraded wire assemblies. Here we want to go ahead and set a pneumatic door. And once we get this drained, we'll go ahead and we'll dig our way through and clear out the slime on all sides. Or actually, we could just go ahead and dig through down here. I mean, it's not a huge deal, and getting that slime lung off now will go a lot farther. So we'll just go ahead and we'll dig through right here and get the get that slime lung off our wall. And it's simple dig. It'll be quick and easy to get that done. Make sure that they're sweeping everything down there. Alright. Not seeing any... Oh, there's another Wheezewort. Perfect. Okay, so we might actually be able to set up a sleet wheat farm down here and start doing sleet wheat and pincha loaves. So that'll put us in a good spot. Let's see. We've got the next dupe available, but we're not doing so hot on our calorie count. Let's see. We can allow these on all as well, because we're starting to run out of our storage. Store everything, always, no matter what. Sweep, 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 sweep. So we'll go ahead and enable all of those. These ones are still holding out all of our slime and polluted oxygen and all of that good stuff. And we are seeing our carbon dioxide beginning to dissipate more and more through this area. But that's fine, because it'll recompress. We'll get more. We always do. Oh, how... Yeah, this isn't doing so hot. Or so bad as far as the carbon dioxide. It'll naturally shift over here eventually. It settles downwards. It always does. In here... We do want to air out this carbon dioxide. What we can go ahead and do is put, like, 2 airflow tiles like that, just to let it transfer out a little bit more. I mean, it's not a huge deal either way. But... Alright, and we don't want this done yet. We can wait on that for a little bit. So we'll go ahead and cancel that out. And we'll just let them do the dig over this way, just to get that done. From that, the next thing that we're going to be worried about, we definitely need to get a rancher going. Let's see, we can take a farmhand. Ari, go ahead and become a miner. And Lyra... I'd really like it if you'd start working on the farmhand position, yeah. So that we can get a rancher and go ahead and bring these guys in. Whenever you guys get the chance, do a sweep on that. How on earth is that unreachable? It's right there. You can reach that. How can you not reach that? Oh well, they'll reach it from the back. Alright, let's see if there's any dupes that are good enough to make me think that I could actually sustain them even with our low food. Noodle Arm sucks. Irritable Bowel is not terrible. Diver's Lungs is okay. Well, I mean, it's really good, but it's really offset by the fact that he's got 2 negative traits, and one of them takes his strength down really, really considerably. And he doesn't have any good learning or anything like that. Just gastrophobia, I could live with a Mima. I mean, she's got some tinkering, she's got decent learning, and she's got strength. Which are 3 really good traits to have. Flatulent, I really don't want. So we're gonna print out a Meemaw. And Meemaw will be able to help us a little bit more on staying on top of things. So Meemaw will make our life much easier. And Meemaw, I want you to take on the job of I want you to take on research assistant now, Meemaw. Because that research assistant is going to give you an extra +2 to learning, and that would just be absolutely grapes if you could just start learning a little more. Alright. So now we got Meemaw learning a little bit. Our calories are still really bad. Yeah, can you not just throw the food in the water? Is that an option for you? Right, at least these ones are starting to grow. So we are going to have mushrooms here soon, too. And you just walked right past the sink, didn't even wash your hands. Dirty. Alright. That is baked in slime lung. Wow. So we are starting to see some slime lungs spreading through our base a little bit. And we have a really minor food poisoning germs in there, but you know, it's not a huge deal. Alright, and they're still pushing on away at getting this done. Alright. So it's time to just kind of lay back and let him do a little bit more sweeping. Let him handle business. Alright, and I definitely wish we could get to these Wheezeworts a little more quickly, but it's all stuck under this abyssalite that's going to take forever to mine out, so alright, let's check our jobs progress. Nowhere near ready. Okay. Doing okay on our battery stats, though. I mean, we're holding power reasonably okay. I wish we could hold power a little bit harder. Alright. Research complete. So what are we researching into now? Smelting. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We can put a smelter down here in our Pincha garden because they can take so much heat. I'm really not worried about smelting right on top of them. And that'll let us start working on getting upgraded wiring structures. Let's go ahead and set the sweep there too so that they can get all of that tidied out. Alright. Alright. So, 5 of our dupes, 6 out of 6 of our dupes are unable to reach food. Which is to be expected in this situation. Let's set this on a priority 6. Because we definitely need it done. We need to get the kitchen established, and we need to get people, people more efficiently using the meal lice. And then after we get people more efficiently using the meal lice, then we'll be able to go ahead and solve these food issues really quickly. Because we are going to start encountering intermittent starvation. It'll be on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. And it'll get pretty frustrating for a little bit there. And then let's also set our sweep here on a 6. Now that they've gotten all that done. We are going to start seeing these on growth halted because they will poke up into the non-carbon dioxide areas, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Alright, and now we do have plenty of food available. Alright, so let's go ahead and set a harvest on 7. Just for those ones. Just so that they'll go ahead and they'll get their food now so they don't starve. And then we'll let them get back to this. Because we don't want to take this off of a 6. We just want everyone to feel like they can eat real quick. And then we can go ahead and we can reset our harvest priority to a 5 across all of those again. And then that'll just keep everything working smooth and simple. Alright, for now, we're just going to set that door to open because it is slowing them down so much, and it's not an absolutely necessary door. If someone would please, priority 9, changing the door. If you would be so kind. There we go. So that door will hold open now, and it'll allow a lot more efficient transport of all these materials. And we'll keep our sweep set at a 6 across there. Alright. Now everyone has had food. Good, 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 good. Alright. So they're gonna finish this up next. And we want to dig on that tile. And then, when they wake up in the morning, they should have this done halfway through the cycle, most likely. Really? Okay, so we're gonna have to drop the priority because these guys don't honestly know how to feed themselves. And we just don't want a dupe starving to death. Either that, or we just need to go ahead and set all of these ones up top as a higher priority harvest so that they'll just get it done. Because we've got starving dupes. Alright, and after they finish harvesting that, boom, food, perfect, okay. harvest on a 5 again. Because they just refuse to use their heads. And they've stopped turning the generator too. See, this is the problem with the priorities, is that it just causes the dupes to completely ignore everything else at the expense of getting this job done. They literally don't care that there's no oxygen, they don't care that there's no food, they don't care about anything except getting this done. And this is a priority 6. So, you know, you tell me. Like, they're gonna get this job done if it kills them, but oh, we've got 2 more in starvation. Go get food. There's a lot of food available now. I know I said get this done, but good golly. Alright, so let's keep all of our harvests at a 7 for now, because these guys are just incapable of managing survival. They're just baboons when it comes to trying not to die. So special. So special, much dupe.
Special.
I know I'm special, but I'm not that special.
All special.
No wonder it's taking so long. There's so much material there. And this is after they've swept it about 800 times over. There's still a blob of algae. And there's the igneous rock. All right. How are you starving? There's food. There is food available. It's not much, but it's available. Okay. We're going to take emergency measures. There you go. Solves your food problem. I mean, I don't like it, but it solves the food problem. Alright. Now we should be just about good. We can go ahead and we can lay down our second layer tiles. Right. And now that our second layer tiles are laid down, and we've isolated off the germs a little bit better, we can go ahead and we can let them finish the ladder project. And somebody sweep that slime on a 9, please. Alright, good. Let's actually just cancel that. We don't need the ladder there anymore. And now we're good to go ahead and cancel that, because we've isolated off the slime. Then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up a dig right there, and we want to set this door to auto. And then with this space that we have available here, we are going to set up a deodorizer immediately. Alright, so now that's finished. We can mop that, set this to polluted water, build tile there, set this on a priority 7, drop back down our priority on harvesting meal wood, because we're no longer going to be giving them high priority tasks. Alright. And now that we have completed that, we can go ahead and dig through there and let the deodorizer start doing its work. And then we can also go ahead and re-enable our construction that was going on down here to get temp control for our mushrooms. We can also mop and mop, and we can dig all of that out. So we shouldn't be seeing any polluted oxygen actually being able to get through. Yeah, perfect, okay. But the carbon dioxide is going to spill over for a while. And in our kitchen, the first thing that we want to do, we want to set up an electric grill right there, a microbe musher right there. We want to go ahead and change this one to only edible. Oh no, we can leave that one on all. This is not going to make a difference. I was going to say we can set up a secondary fridge, but... So we can just go ahead and do that. And that'll give us a nice little kitchenette room it'll get the job done for the time being. Alright. Oh, and now we're getting to the bottom of our food problems. All it took was getting this polluted water out of there so that we could get started on the actual food construction. Because we couldn't tap into here until it was dealt with. Let's see, the other thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and deconstruct that. We want to power our refrigerator and set our fridge to priority 6. Are you serious? You deserve this, Turner. For the awful murder you committed in our last episode. Alright, so we are back to business as usual. There's currently 0 oxygen in this area. I mean, it's all carbon dioxide, and it's not going to pressurize its way back out yet. But that's fine. Let's set that to just always make. And we'll set that to always make. And we now have our metal refinery. And something else, I don't know what. For now, I think we're going to set research aside, leave that kind of on hold, because it's not super absolutely necessary right now that we work on the research. What is important, though, we want to get our farmhand moved up, but we're not allowed to until we actually, get everything handled. Alright. Alright, so our oxygen is balancing out at least. Alright. And they're almost through. They're almost through to the Wheezeworts. Oh, wow, we've got a lot of Wheezeworts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Wheezeworts. 7. Blah. 7 gold Wheezeworts. Yeah. Either way, I'm happy about that, because that means that we'll be able to put 2 up here and still have enough to try and run a small Sleet Wheat farm up here. And the Sleet Wheat farm will provide some minor cooling to the Pinch of Pepper the Pinch of Pepper farm. And by having the Wheezeworts directly in our base, they might help to reduce some of the ambient temperature coming off of some of these other areas. So it is time for us to go ahead and set up a chef. Who wants to be our chef? Turner has no care to be a chef. Mima has no care to be a no one has any cooking skill or care to be a chef. Well then, Turner, you're getting a cushy new job. You're a chef now, Turner. You're a chef now. How are you starving? Alright, so the oxygen is slowly balancing out. What we're going to do to help it on along is we're going to deconstruct those two and put a pneumatic door only on this base tile, or only on this bedroom. And what that's going to do is that's going to cause the oxygen to want to flow more readily this way. And by pressurizing this top area with more dense oxygen, it'll compress down the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide will naturally want to settle in this end, and it'll want to move over here where it can escape. So as you see, the carbon dioxide slowly... Oh, and there it goes. It escaped. And it's gone. And that's what's going to slowly happen by allowing more pressure to seep through here instead of just a 2 wide, allowing an extra 2, which is all oxygen, no carbon dioxide flow. It'll work a lot better to actually flow out. The other thing that I would like to do is set up a double door here into the kitchen, and that'll also help to create that nice pressurize out. Alright. Why do they dig that first? Why don't they finish the ladders? They always naturally dig that way first. Oh wow, so we are seeing the temperatures begin to absolutely freaking tank in this area. You can see it spreading, which we're not complaining about. We love that that temperature is going to plummet. That just means that we're going to experience less heat through our base, and the less heat we experience, the happier we are. Because, you know, this area of our base is nice and temperate, and this area is getting toasty. We're going to uproot that. And then we also want to set up a dig like that with a ladder like that. And that ladder is just going to let us get in here just to uproot this too. Then once they're uprooted, we're just going to plant the wort seeds right there. And boom, insta-cold. And let's see, these can take temperatures down to 5 degrees, so maybe we only plant one. Because these things get really cold. Alright. So moving on along now. Hustling, hustling, hustling forward. Still not eligible to promote. Which sucks, because she's interested in farming. She's just not doing a lot of farming. Alright, and we are starting to see that body temperature bleeding up this way too, so it's gonna affect our food, so we definitely need to get these Wheezeworts quick. So I do want you guys to go ahead and put a 6 on that. And a 6 on yeah, right there too. We need our digging specialists to get on the digging right there, right there, right there, and get that done. Alrighty, 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 alrighty. So even with the temperature difficulties, we are starting to see a little bit more kilocalories pumping through now that we've got our kitchen set up. And we're seeing it start to compress with oxygen, but it's not doing a very good job pushing out the carbon dioxide. So I think we're going to want to build a ladder up and just dual layer it so it'll push even harder. Would have been faster for you to just go all the way through, up, and over. But these dupes are not necessarily smart. Okay. How is it unreachable? It's right there! Alright, her morale is not high enough yet. We'll get there. Alright, so with the Wheezeworts in place, we should see the temperatures here continue to drop. Yeah, we are seeing those temperatures slowly. What? Oh, I'm sorry. But we are seeing those temperatures slowly start to drop. Over here, we're still dealing with a little bit of temp problems. But the Wheezeworts are definitely cooling things down. Yeah, they're definitely cooling things down. Alright, so we're about to enter the next food struggle while we wait for the Wheezeworts to do their Wheeze work. But they'll get there. And we are seeing the cold just wanting to creep out of there, but not quite able to yet. Oh, that one is now usable. And it's not anymore. But again, we're seeing that cooling effect, and that's what matters. Alright, so let's continue down our research trees. We'll go all the way down there. And just let these Wheezeworts keep working and working and working. Let everything keep doing as it's doing. Somebody Nisbet mastered her job. She can't move up yet. We do want to go ahead and set up a blank canvas in each room. And we don't know what we're doing here yet, so we're not going to set any up there. We're probably going to double layer this, so we're not going to set any up there either. it's going to take a while for these Wheezeworts to work. So let's go ahead and let's dig out that. And then we're actually just going to tunnel our way over and get another Wheezewort. Actually, we're going to tunnel our way in and get 2 Wheezeworts. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to... Bro. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get a flower pot there. And a flower pot there. And we're going to go ahead and put Wheezeworts in both of those. Just to really help lower this temperature. Because we want our base to be kept in this nice green we don't like that we're into the yellow kind of hot zone. And I mean, we're just going to keep encountering that problem, being right on both of these hydrogen zones, but it's not something we can't deal with. It's just going to be a frustration for a good little while until we can get a proper Wheezewort factory kind of set up. Wow, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them left, so we can grow sleet wheat down here. So, you know, we don't really have any problems with maintaining some good sleet wheat. And here we want to go ahead and plant one of our worts, and the other one we're waiting on a harvest for. We're going to drop it right here as soon as it's harvested. And we're definitely going to make this an exosuit checkpoint. Why are you picking up sleet wheat? I don't want you picking up sleet wheat. I need you picking up Wheezewort. I never told you to get sleet wheat. Oh, but I guess they're doing it because it's food. I mean, you're not wrong. It is food. It will help you survive. And Lord knows you guys need some surviving. But we need that more than anything. Gimme that. Gimme that. Get it at. And these can grow just fine in oxygen, so I might just go ahead and set them as an oxygen plant. And just let that kind of do its thing. You know? Alright, and we should see the same thing happen here pretty darn quickly to what we saw happen down here. Which is the Wheezeworts are going to start siphoning up that bad temp and start pretty drastically changing it around. So here you can see we've already turned it to give us sustainable crops on all of these mushrooms. Yeah. See, those are already well below the temperatures they need to be now. These ones we're still waiting on a little bit because those planter boxes are still pretty hot. But with this nice buffer here, seeing those temperatures drop into a really nice acceptable range. Alright, we want to set up to a deconstruct along those 2 tiles. So we're definitely going to need to get in there. Yeah, because this is no longer in water. So we can go ahead and deconstruct that. And we can mop up this water now. Alright, yeah, this Weezewort has already turned around our whole crop. Yeah. Super, super straightforward. It's turned around this whole crop of mealwood. And now we are seeing incredible, incredible results from that. So that should almost entirely handle our food problem right by itself. The next thing that we want to do, we definitely need to go ahead and get our rancher. We're still waiting to get our rancher, though. Man. Still waiting on that rancher. So the next thing we'll want to do, because we're not really able to keep power on our generator anymore, is we're going to want to start trying to build our Pinch a Pepper garden. And we're going to want to start trying to build our power factory. So we're going to go down here. And we're going to set up an airlock. And Pincha's in domestic. Okay. Pincha's in domestic don't care what the atmosphere is, but they do care for sure about having that nice hydroponic farm tile. And these things thrive on anything 35 and higher. Okay. So we might actually hold off on the Pinch a Pepper plants for just a little bit. We might give that just a tiny bit of time. Because I think what we want to do is we want to actually go deeper for our Pinch a Pepper plants and put them right on this steam vent, which will keep their temperatures even higher. And we are seeing whole kilograms of oxygen in there, so it's probably in our best interests to go ahead and come down like that. And then we can go right here with an airlock. This might affect our mushroom's growth because we will drop some carbon dioxide. So it might affect the growth a little bit. But we're not really worried about that. I mean, we're only starving here. Yeah, no, it's not affecting it too much yet. Alright, and then what we want to do once we've got that airlock is we want to go down. And we really want to start thinking about putting our greenhouse in for the pinch of pepper plants. So it can be up to 96 tiles. So what we can do to encompass 96 tiles, we need 1, 2, oh, no. Cancel that. Food, hydroponic farm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 by 9. Well, because we can't do hydroponic tiles there, so we do those as igneous rock. And we actually want to do these out of gold. Where normally I wouldn't do these out of gold, but gold is thermally reactive, so it will rise in temperature quickly. And that's going to give us a much better growth pattern on these benches. And then we're going to use slow heating tiles. On everything else. And let's see, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 by 12, 13, 14. 6 by 14. Yep.
Really? Are you really gonna freeze now?
So that's 86 tiles. Are you ready to go to bed, baby? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you wait on me.
It's okay, but I can't stand anymore. I don't feel good. Can we do something with my pizza box?
Yeah, give me a minute off.
That's fine. You stay up and play. I'm gonna lay down, play on my phone for a little bit.
So that's plus 3, plus 6.
If you can, when you go to lay down, just plug my phone in for me. I appreciate it.
Baby, you're right next to your phone charger. What are you
I'm
doing?
gonna play on my phone, and
Oh.
I'm probably gonna pass out, and it's gonna fall on my face and hit me.
Oh. Oh, okay.
If I fall asleep before I'm able to plug it in, you come and lay down when you plug it in for me.
It's both.
There's a kitty laying in my spot. The fan's probably gonna get unplugged here.
Just unplug it. I'll move it. Alright. And I'm gonna get off in about 10 minutes.
Oh.
What?
My ankle.
Alright. Who is starving? Nisbet. Well, Welcome to the fun, you know? Things are slowly improving, but...
I missed.
Good God. Baby, don't throw things all around the room. What am I looking for? Oh, yes. So we're starting to see that carbon dioxide disperse. It's taking a while, but we're seeing it happen. What? 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 What about our phone plan? What do you mean unlimited Wi-Fi? We do have unlimited data. Baby, we have unlimited data. Oh, good. Now 3 people are starving. Alright. Well. Guys, you wouldn't be starving if you would go, like, harvest all this food over here? What? Where are all my dupes? I have 6 dupes. All 6 of them are too stupid to harvest food. No. Stupid thing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Get food. 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 Please. Go eat. You stupid, 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 stupid people. Go eat. Go eat. And Mima is still starving. Stupid people. Oh, because it's counting that area up there, too. Duh. Okay. So we should be just about done for the night. We're almost there. I just want to see this get fully set up.
Doing that in heels. He has no bones.
Alright. Now all we need to do, in order to have our first ever Pincha Pepper farm, alright. Temperature modulation, temperature modulation. Work on that immediately. Hey! And there we go. You're now growing Pincha Pepper plants. Alright. Alright. So we're doing good. on an unlimited plan. I checked, double checked to make sure that you were on the unlimited too. And you are. All 3 bathrooms are out, and no one is doing anything about it. Oh my god, stop peeing everywhere. These dupes just... they're incorrigible, man. They don't want to fix the bathroom. They don't want to do nothing. So they're just gonna pee all over the floor and expect that to be okay. So what we're gonna do for this is we're actually gonna put in insulated tiles because we want the heat transfer up to the pinches, but we do not want that heat transfer to the mushrooms. So we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna put in some insulated tiles as soon as our research is finished. And that's gonna go a long, long, long way towards keeping everything running properly. And as soon as we manage to finish that research and get those tiles in, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and log off. But the most important thing right now going to be making sure that we get those tiles in. Alright. Please kill the morbs. I do not like morbs. I do not want morbs. I are not interested. Now we want to get rid of this hydrogen as well, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to dig there. We're just going to do that. That should allow that hydrogen to just flow on up and not a chaw. There we go. Now all that hydrogen is just gonna drift away. Is our research complete? Perfect. Base. Insulated tile. Slow heating tile. We're just gonna insulate off all that nice cold air. That'll help keep the hot hot and the cold cold. Right. Wait. Yeah, no, we want slow heating. Because it's insulation. Once they finish all that, we'll come back for those later. And we'll go right here and install 2 more pinch of pepper. Deconstruct that ladder. And we're good. And that ought to do it. As soon as those guys are stuck on in there, we now have the beginnings of a pinch of pepper farm. That'll keep us going for a while if things work out nicely. And with those new insulated tiles installed, we are going to see these temperatures continue to go ahead and drop, and we are going to see our base reach a nice cool point. Oh, hey, that finally popped. Little oxygen bubble that was in here. We are going to see things sort of mellow out to a nice, cool, even temperature, and everything is going to be nice. So it'll work out really nicely, and especially now we have this layer of hydrogen in between them, and the hydrogen will do a really, really good job of maintaining that insulative layer. So we'll see how that works out. But in any case, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to go ahead and close everything up. And perfect. Alrighty guys, so